Hello and welcome again everyone to another video, and this time I'm recording this video for the second time because last night when I recorded the video it was muted for some reason because I had a Windows update, and every time the Windows update it's for some reason delete the audio settings for the OBS as well, so that's my bad. And so now I'm basically recording the same video for the second time and with audio. Okay, so Mountain Cup. What's Mountain Cup? It's the cup that starts Wednesday, March the 22nd until March the 29th, 3 p.m. Central Time. It's just 1 week, no more. It's a Great League format, so up to 1500 CP. Pokemons are eligible as long as they are only ground, rock, steel, and ice. Yes, I'm sure it was 4 types. And they banned Swampert, but they kept Registeel. Why? I have no idea. Seems that this cup Niantic want everyone to use Registeel. I mean, I like Registeel. I don't have anything against Registeel, but usually, like when we have a themed cup, the themed cup is supposed to be a completely new meta. So if I'm playing a cup and I'm ending up playing Frostlass, Walrein, and Registeel, I don't think that's much different than the Open Great League format. So for the ice type, it's gonna be Walrein and Frostlass. For the ground type, it's gonna be only one Pokemon, which is Diggersby. Why? Because it's just a very XL Pokemon. For the rock type, do we see rock types? I don't think we will see any rock types because rock typing is just bad and a horrible typing. It just takes super effective from everything and it only resists normal. And normal Pokemons usually do damage by having non-normal fast move damage. Steel types just very oppressive always. Just give Steel type any good fast move or any good charge move and it will be OP. And yeah, as long as you ban Swampert like Niantic decided to do in this cup. Not gonna lie, when I look at the ranking on PvPoke, it seems fine because the top Pokemons are like non-XL Pokemons, which is healthy. There is also Diggersby, you know, like he can't just have fun with the banning all the XLs. Niantic has to do something there. So the main Pokemons in this cup, I usually divide every cup into like leads, safe swaps, and generalists, but I didn't have the time to do that. Why? Because I literally finished work at 1 a.m. in the morning, and instead of going to sleep, I decided to make this video. So I kept working until 3 a.m. and I'm like, okay, I don't think I have more time to divide them in more categories. Let's just make 2 categories: the OP Pokemons and the non-OP Pokemons, or like the fine or like good to use Pokemons. So the OP Pokemons are 4 in this cup. You might go Frostlass here. And let's put Frostlass in the middle, okay? Why Quagside is big? I'm just trying to fill the gap. That's the only reason. Why Donphan is here? Because Donphan has actually a niche spot in this meta. It loses to everything, but it can beat something if you just use all your shields on it. But that's the scenario with any Pokemon can beat anything if you give it more shields. Yes, you are correct, 100%. But I'm trying to make a point here. The best Pokemon in this cup, according to PvPoke, is Escavalier. Do I agree with that? I think it's Escavalier. And the second best Pokemon is the bulkiest, and the second best and the bulkiest as well happen to be the same Pokemon, which is Diggersby. Comes after them is basically Whiscash. Why Whiscash? Well, technically Whiscash hit everything for neutral in this cup at least. And it has a decent bulk. It has Mudshot. It has a charge move that's a bait stab charge move, which is Mud Bomb. I think it's an Element Punch clone, but it has stab. You know, like Element Punch usually don't have stab on the stuff that you use them, like stuff like Hypno. What has Medi? Like usually the punches are non-stab damage, but it's a stab on Whiscash. What does that mean? Well, that means you have decent bulk stab charge move that is a baiting charge move and a nuke that could be Blizzard, or you can run a Water Pulse just for this thing. Here, does Water Pulse flip the matchup? Well, I don't know. I need to have the time to check, but I'm assuming it would as long as you shield an EQ. Stuff that are good in this cup, Shadow Gliscor. Why Shadow Gliscor is good? Because it destroy Diggersby, destroy Registeel. Why the Shadow? Well, the Shadow can kill Registeel with the wing attack plus the EQ, while the non-shadow doesn't do enough damage fast move to kill it by the time it gets to the EQ, while the shadow does that. And it beats Escav because you take a neutral and you wall the energy, while you can do a neutral back. Because you resist counter, you wall the energy, you do neutral, so it's supposed to be good. If you get a boost on Glycol, it's actually can run free. Rodriguez, it's good, but it's also bad. Like, it's good at walling Registeel and Escav, and beats Whiscash as long as Whiscash does not have Water Pulse. So technically you can beat most of this stuff as long as you don't see a Diggersby, which is enough reason to not run Rodriguez and enough reason to run Frostlass instead. Why Frostlass? Just much safer and hits much harder, and it's just a nicer Pokemon that's like, you know, like we say like always, Frostlass is kind of the Great League Mewtwo. Why? Because it just hit hard, it gets to the move kind of fast, and it's a decent safe swap. You can, in this cup, something to mention, you can run Hex. Why? So you can lose to Diggersby. You didn't see that coming, right? No one. Yeah, if you want to lose to Diggersby, you can run Hex Frostlass. Torterra has a niche spot in this meta. If people started using the Mud Boys, then you just bring Torterra and you just laser leaf everything down. There is a Pokemon that was here and I deleted it. I don't remember which Pokemon was that, but I'm assuming it's either Bastiodon or what's that ice Pokemon from the Kanto that has Icy Wind? Yeah, those two. I will never make teams about those two. I hate those two Pokemons. I don't think you need skills to use them. So I'm also not gonna advertise any of those Pokemon. So if you want to watch stuff about those two, Bastiodon and it's an ice, the Pokemon that evolves from Seal. Yeah, I'm not even gonna tell people to use them. Why? Because it's just bad and annoying to play against or to use. It's just gonna take 6 minutes, which is like the end of the battle. If you wanna use that Pokemon, just go play Ultra League, please. Okay. The reason people don't play Ultra League is that because every match takes 6 minutes, and that's why we play this cup. That's 1, 2. Obama Snow, I think it's good as long as, well, the Diggersby kind of beat Obama Snow because 2 Fire Punches KO while 2 Water Balls do not KO the Diggersby. So technically it's a good matchup for Diggersby, but usually Diggersby, once you land the Fire Punch, you just swap out because Fire Punch does like 90%, so there's no reason to stay in. And according to PvPoke, I like how I had a rant 5 minutes about not using this stupid Pokemon, and they have it. The first team is already there just about using this Pokemon. That's why I need to stop doing videos when I'm just too tired to do it. This is technically the best team according to PvPoke on paper. What does that mean? This is supposed to be the ultimate coverage team that beats most of the meta stuff, most of the stuff on this meta. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's good, because usually people end up using only 10 Pokemon. So it's Cavalier with Diggersby and this Pokemon, technically the best team. So this is supposed to work the first 10 minutes of every cup. But if you go to PvPoke and you just choose the top 3 PvPoke, which is something that this channel is known for, the top 3 teams on PvPoke. Just use the top 3 PvPoke Pokemons, which mean you're using the best 3 Pokemons on this cup as well. By some miracle, the top 3 means the best 3. I don't know how. Yeah. You guys didn't expect that as well. So, Escavalier is just the best Pokemon. Diggersby, the best safe swap, because Fire Punch does like 90% to Escav. And Whiscash, the third best Pokemon. Why Whiscash? Because Whiscash is kind of flexible again in this cup. There's not that many flyers, and whenever you need a Blizzard, Water Pulse is fine. I know Water Pulse is a horrible move, but it does the job, so why not, right? So that's technically this team, but am I gonna run this team? No. I'm gonna make my own meta, and I'm gonna run Frostlass. But actually, this team looks more top 3 PvPoke than the one before. No, it doesn't. Go to PvPoke. Those are the top 3. But my top 3 are those: Frostlass, Diggersby, and Iscap. I don't recommend leading those 2 because both of them lose to Frostlass. So technically, if you lead Frostlass, you beat the other 2. That's very smart, right? So these are like kind of the main Pokemons that I think everyone will be using, but there is some ABB teams that, you know, like ABB players will always run. So the first one is Double Ice. If you're running Double Ice, you know, like people love Watering, people love Frostlass, and the best third for those 2 is Escavalier. Why? It's just the best. It's basically the best Pokemon in this cup so far. It always start like this and end up being Frostlass being the best Pokemon in the cup. But technically in this team, this is the ultimate Double Ice, I think. Steel Double Ice. Because this Steel here takes neutral from fighters, and there's not that many fighters in this cup. The second ABB team I have here is Gliscor Double Steel. Why Gliscor? Because Gliscor is weak to ice. Those 2 destroy the ice. Gliscor, the Steel is weak to ground. The Gliscor beats the ground. The Steel are also weak to fire. This thing beats fire, but fire, you cannot use them in this cup. So technically this is what's supposed to be like a double Steel team. Now, someone mentioned in the muted video that on the comments that is there any team that doesn't have Escav? Yeah, there is this team. It's a double. No, it's not double. No Escav. If you don't have an Escav, you can run this team. It's not gonna perform. Like, don't be like, oh yes, I used that team and all I get was 3 2s. Well, yeah, you're not using the best thing. So this is just like a second option. You can use this, but you're not expecting. You shouldn't be expecting the same amount of wins. Another team I think can be used is Frostlass Double Steel, I think. So give me the Double Steel here. Take them here. Take this away. Take this away. Put this thing here. 1, 2. Another Double Steel. Yeah. And top 3 PV Poke. I think with this team, if you don't have an Escav, you run Hex Frostlass. You become more weak to Diggersby, but those 2 should handle the Diggersby. And if you can't handle the Diggersby with those 2, I don't think you can handle Diggersby. And I think that's pretty much the end of the video. Yeah, thank you so much everyone for watching. I don't think there is more to talk about in this cup than what I already mentioned. And if you like the video, please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe because 80% of the viewers are non-subs. So please, if you like the content, if you want to see more of this content, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.